So the number one reason real estate agents are leaving their traditional real estate brokerages is for something that you are not anticipating. No, it's not the revenue share. No, it's not the stock. No, it's not the no desk fees and no franchise fees that you always have to pay even after you cap at your brokerage. No, it's not the cloud-based model and all of these other great things that people talk about, such as the tech stack, the CRM of choice, the co-sponsorship, the stock equity in the company, and I could just go on for days. It's none of those things. My name is Jesse Dow, and I'm a top 100 influencer agent here at eXp Realty. I've also closed over 800 transactions, and I absolutely love talking about everything eXp Realty. The reality is, I've been in the traditional brick and mortar offices. I've been at Next Home, I've been at Keller Williams, and the thing that drove me the most crazy was that if there was two different franchise owners, even if you were in the same marketplace and you wanted to be at both offices, so I was in a border state, I was at two different offices, guess what? You paid double cap. That's absolutely crazy. And I never knew that there was a better way. The reality is that most of the industry until eXp came along was a franchise model. And Gary Keller changed the game with the franchise systems. The one thing is in the franchise model, they try to sell you franchise services, franchise systems. And what I really noticed when I came to eXp and I was looking for one brokerage that spoke one language where we got the same training, whether it was in Portland, Oregon or New York City, New York, I wanted one system for all. And the reason why I wanted that is because I came from the brewing industry, and I'm going to give you an example of two different companies. 7-Eleven is a franchise organization, and yes, they have some corporate locations, but Walmart was a corporation. And when Walmart mandated something, it went into every single location. They wanted, whether you walked into a store in Portland, Oregon or New York, they wanted you to get the same exact experience. They wanted you to know exactly what products they were going to have. They wanted you to know that the pricing was going to be the same. They wanted you to feel familiar. Now with 7-Eleven is, yes, they do have some corporate mandates, but they have a lot of franchise leeway. So getting them to execute mandates from like a supplier role, it was very difficult unless you were a corporate mandate and they got a mandated letter. And still with that, it was a 50-50 shot whether they actually executed that. The reason that is very frustrating is because it creates a lot of fragmentation, and it doesn't create a uniform system where everybody is moving together forward, everybody is speaking the same language, and it actually removes a lot of friction. I knew I had to get my agents on one platform. I knew if I had agents in New York City and Portland, Oregon, that we all needed to be getting the same messaging, the same training, have the same exact splits, the same exact caps, the same exact opportunities. And when I moved my business from the traditional brick and mortar franchise world into eXp Realty, my business 5x in 1 year. And that is the number one reason why I see agents moving to eXp Realty and they don't even know it. Everyone always asks me, Jesse, what makes eXp unique? And guess what? There's a lot of people out there that use all the things that eXp is a negative. I actually met with an agent yesterday who said, I need you to sell me on why I need to leave the brick and mortar world. How is this better for my business? And the answer is I am not a one call close. I am not a hardcore closer when it comes to recruiting. I love to talk to agents and hear what are they looking to do, what are they looking for, how are they generating business, and how can we help accelerate that or actually help them do what they're trying to get accomplished. The reality is a lot of brokerages are just like, you come into the model, they're like, hey, here's the book, good luck to you. And I know exactly what that's like. When I went to Keller Williams, they had Bold for new agents. It was $750, and it was like being put into the boiler room. At eXp Realty, we have what they call Fast Cap, and it's a 6-week program, and they get you from zero into production in less than 6 weeks, and it costs absolutely nothing. Now that's for new agents. That's great. My business and what I like to work with is I work with producing agents, whether you're a solo agent, a team lead, a brokerage owner, it doesn't matter. And the fact is you're probably out doing some research and you've seen a million different videos. And yes, there's a lot of people out there that talk about eXp Realty, whether they were at eXp Realty and then they left, whether they're now at eXp Realty and they're recruiting. I have been around the sun almost 6 times at eXp Realty. I'm a 6-time icon agent. I am, a top team lead. I'm a top attractor. I am a good source of information. So if you want to sit down and have an open conversation, whether it's just to pick my brain and see if eXp is a good fit, or you're just trying to collect more information. I actually had a team lead reach out to me last week and said, hey, in your video, you said I could reach out and just get information. I said, absolutely. He said, hey, I'm coming over with this other agent, but I was just curious about one thing that he can answer. And I said, sure, shoot, go for it. He said, I want to know what my current business looks like versus eXp Realty. And because I'm on the leadership committee, and I'm also on some beta teams for testing out new technology, they had a new tool where you can actually take your current business and see what it looks like in the eXp model. So if you're watching this and you want to do that, text message me and let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's compare apples to apples, and you'll see exactly what it looks like compared to where you're at. And he said, hey, and so I just plugged the information and sent it back, and that was the end of it. And it was someone that didn't know what they didn't know, which is completely cool. But once again, I'm a person of my word. So if you reach out to me and you're already working with another agent and you're just looking for more information and you want to have a comfortable option of someone to call, but you don't know what else to do, and you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing, look, all tides rise all ships, right? And that's the reality here. I've got every agent's back in the organization, and I hope they have mine too. And that's the other thing I love about eXp is that the camaraderie and the collaboration is like nothing I've ever seen. Every quarter, the top 250 teams, the top 50 solo agents, and the top recruiters all get together in a physical location somewhere in the country, and we have a 2-day long mastermind event, and then we bring in special leaders, special trainers, special speakers, and we all learn about what's going on, and we stay in the know of the industry, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing, and that is production. When you remove all those barriers and you remove all that friction that quite honestly happens in a lot of independents and a lot of franchises, and I'm not saying all of them. I am not saying all of them. I am saying in most of them, eXp has done a phenomenal job, and with the evolution of AI, it's game over. It is absolutely game over. Everyone always says COVID exposed eXp to be successful. No, eXp just exposed the world that what we were doing works very effectively, and it accelerated everything. So eXp was already growing substantially before COVID hit. When COVID hit, it was like dumping gas on the fire, and then you saw the Me Too brokerages. And everybody wants to pop up and say, I'm just like eXp, but the reality is if they were all eXp butts and they were equally good, they would have the exact same amount of agents, they would have the exact same amount of production per agent, and they would be doing the exact same amount of production in general. But the reality is they don't. They are all about 1/3 the amount of production per agent, and that is facts. eXp per agent is the most productive traditional real estate brokerage when it comes to non-luxury brokerages. So Compass is ahead of eXp in that regard, but they're also like 1/3 the size. So if you're comparing apples to apples, this is reality. And that is why agents are moving to eXp in droves. And we are just in a completely different environment today than we were 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. And I absolutely love it. So if you want to have a conversation, go ahead and schedule on my Calendly link right here. Give me a call, shoot me a text. And until next time, we'll catch you later.